Yeah,
हाँ
so
आपने yes you told me to call me at 4 o'clock.
yeah, sure. So how are you?
I'm good.
Okay. So yeah, let's start then for this interview, and let's see how it will go. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So can you quickly introduce yourself?
I got total 5 years experience in software testing. Before I used to work for a company called Horizon Informatics, where I used to work as both manual and automation tester for a client called Mizomi, UK. Right now I'm
Okay.
working for a company called Capgemini. Before I used to work for a client called Australia as a manual tester. Right now I'm working for a client called MetLife as an automation tester.
Okay.
That's
And
it.
yeah, so like, can you tell me what different technology on the tools you have worked on?
Like I work with Selenium WebDriver. I work with Jenkins. I work with Maven. I was part of hybrid framework, and I work on Cucumber with TestNG framework, and like Capgemini has their own framework called Telephonic, and work with Telephonic framework also.
Okay. So in total 5 years of experience, how much experience do you have in automation and manual?
With 3 years in manual, 2 years in automation.
Okay, 2 years in automation.
Yes.
So can you just explain your current project, like just a functional overview, so that I can understand like what is the project?
Yeah, coming to my project, like I'm working for MetLife Japan project. Like MetLife is an insurance-based project. Like same like India, how like Punjab National Bank has tied with MetLife. Same in Japan, like 50 banks has tied with MetLife Insurance. Like bank has acting as insurance to MetLife. Where like in Japan, bank has some agents where like customers coming to bank, like where the customers are looking for insurance, like agents will do the insurance in the tab level itself in bank. Like it's a bank of paper, like it's a paperless, like customers can do all the details in the agents, they can enter in tab level itself.
Okay.
This is the project.
Yeah. So your voice is little bit of breaking, so
Okay.
just yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can hear me now, right?
Yes. Now it's perfect.
Okay.
Okay. So in total 5 of experience, so consider one scenario. Okay. Suppose you and one of the junior test automation engineers hired in one of the organization. Okay. So you both of them are new to the organization, and you got some project. Okay. And there is one single QA is already there, but he has only 1 week of left. Then he will move out of this company. So how you gonna picked up from that QA person, and take a whole project as an team member, or the existing one, the junior team member?
I will repeat again. I came to a project where person who working as automation engineer is going to join new company, but I had only 1 week time to understand the whole process, right? Like
Okay.
what is the project?
Yeah.
In that scenario, every project, like once any person is leaving the project, they give like any new person coming, they give the KT session, like what the project is actually, what they're doing, what their day-to-day activities, what happened in previous sprints, what is the new sprint, and what they're going to do in current sprint. And again, like in automation, the person should I should understand what is the framework architecture, how the flow is going, how the flow is going on, how we need to design the script, how we need to maintain, like who is going to review our code, like everything. And we need to understand the whole what is the project itself, like what is the heart of the project, like what you're doing exactly in the project. You need to understand and make sure that from next sprint onwards, we need to work independently, and we can do our task independently. And I can guide my juniors also what exactly the project is. That's what I do normally.
Okay, so suppose you are lagging somewhere, and the member who has 1 week to just get out of the company, then how do you gonna approach the manager or the scrum master or anyone, like I don't understand this thing, so I need someone to guide me this thing?
Okay, normally if I don't understand something, we have on-site coordinator from Capgemini. We are lacking something, you don't understand. He's going to explain and we can, like, if you're not able to follow the requirement, like, we in contact with BA level, like BA product, normally BA, like some scenarios we talk with PA also in like some collaboration meeting.
Okay, yeah, correct. Can you give me one example which is related to three things, like suppose just take one example where you have to mention what will be your test strategy, what will be your test planning, and what will be the test cases for that.
Like depend on the requirement, like based on, like, it's a new.
Yes, you just figure out one example where you can coordinate these three things: test strategy, test planning, and test case.
Like coming to test strategy, like every organization has their own testing approach. Like there's of course this follow in test strategy document. When coming to test plan, like every organization, like at the beginning of the sprint, they have their own test planning. Like this is the scenarios. Who is going to these scenarios? What is the test data, test actual expected status? They prepare the test plan document before the beginning of the sprint. On the start of the sprint, they get some user stories. Based on the user stories, like as a manual tester, I need to create the test cases based on the entry exit criteria. I need to make the test cases. What is actual, what is expected? Like I need to create the test cases. Once the build got deployed, I need to execute the test cases, and I will make sure that all test cases are passed. I need to report to the dev team.
Okay. So you have total 5 years of experience. So like you worked in a Capgemini as a team lead or as a normal automation engineer only?
Just a consultant, like normal automation engineer. Like
so,
yeah.
Okay, so someone else is the team the team lead or the manager. You are reporting to him, right?
No, like for example, like as a manual, like we need to report every week our status. But in automation, like we have a tracker. Like in tracker, like we need to update every day. What are the test cases we run? What is the results we report? Like we have the share folder. Like, we need to get the share folder pass. We have the tracker. Like the manager is see our tracker every day. What the test cases got executed, what the status, and what is the share folder where it's got all screenshots and it reports everything. You don't need to report anything.
Okay. Can you tell me the current project in which what kind of automation you are doing? Like, just give me the entire framework structure. Like, you are working on existing framework or just got some scratch. I mean, you.
Like in Capgemini, they got their own framework, Telephonic framework.
Okay.
Like Capgemini is following a framework from last year. The Capgemini has the rights for that framework. Like it's similar to hybrid framework. Like the script is developed. Already developed in the developed in the Selenium. Like we don't need to do anything. Like we got we have a China team. The China team give our data sheets. In data sheets, everything was there. Like the 100 test cases. Like we got like what are the test cases we need to keep why. After that, we need the data sheet path in the global data. Like once we give the global data, and again we need to give our HPLM is attached to our Selenium script. We need to give what are the test cases we are executing. Test set ID in that. Test set ID, and we need to screenshot yes or no, screen down yes or no. Everything we need, and again we need to run the script. Once we start to run the scripts, if any test cases got failed, we can automatically update our HPLM tool and generate the reports in our share folder.
Okay. So have you not created any framework from the scratch in other companies?
Yeah, I did in my previous company. Like I used to prepare. I created a hybrid framework from scratch. And
okay.
Currently I was working with Cucumber with TestNG, where I am right now. We are in a team where we are developing the framework also.
Okay. So can you give me some basic collections framework, like what all collections framework you have used?
Like in our project or like normal? What is correct you want?
No, in your project.
Yeah, in my projects, like we use collections in Excel level. Like once we retrieve, we use hash maps for that to store like key and value. Again, we use entry sets and retrieve the test data, and we use to writing also. To writing also, we use like row dot create cell value, and what we wrote already, in the form of key sets in create cell, and we use hash set to remove duplicates in our framework.
Okay,
and
so
array list also, like array list also in our framework level collection concepts.
okay. So what is the difference between hash map and hash set?
Like hash map is nothing but like in hash map hash map is an interface, and we use a keyword called put, like where it has key and value. If you give the key, it gets value. But it's, in hash map, it don't allow duplicates in key, but it allows duplicates in values. The hash set where set is an interface, and in hash set like it lack, but it don't allow any duplicates. But in the hash set will remove, like hash set will remove all duplicates. So when we try to run, so if we have any duplicates, it will remove all duplicates in hash set.
Okay, so hash map it contain the duplicate keys, right?
Yeah, duplicates. It contains.
Hello. Your voice is breaking a little bit, Sajjan.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, it was disconnected.
Yeah, no issue. I was asking like hash map contains the duplicate key or yes or no?
Like hash map allow duplicates, but it in terms of values, not in keys.
Okay, got it. So I have one one or two program, just a basic program. I just want to know like what is your approach. Okay, it's a very basic program.
Okay.
Suppose I have one string. I love automation testing. Okay.
Mm-hmm, okay.
And yeah, so I love automation testing is the string which I have. So I need to extract the automation part of it, like the automation word from the particular string. So how can I do that?
Like you have a string, like in the string you want to extract the
Suppose string s1 equals to in double quotes I love automation testing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I want the output as automation only. So how can we just extract the particular word from that particular string?
In this scenario, like in this scenario, I think we need to use keyword called replace. Replace all. We need to use keyword called replace all. And to replace all, what are the keywords we don't want, you need to add them, and we get the automation.
No, don't we use split?
Yeah, maybe split. Split to just to remove the commas, like commas, dots, everything to split, but you can't remove everything, right?
No. So what we can do is we can do simply just split with the help of space, and based on that we will get array of strings. So we can just display based on the index number. We can display the automation only.
Okay.
Yeah. So one more string I have. Suppose I love manual testing, and I just want to remove the manual from that string and just replace it with automation. So which method we can use?
And that's it's not replace. And replace you need to the index where you want to replace. Index comma value what you want to enter.
So it is replace or replace all?
Replace all. No, not replace all. Just replace item. Replace all is replace everything. Replace item.
Okay. So since you have worked 5 years of experience, so can you have you worked ever on the garbage collection, like how it works internally?
Not in the framework level, but I know what is garbage collection. Like we have finally finalized. Once we called with keyword called system.
What is the purpose of garbage collection like?
The purpose of garbage, whenever we create the objects with the class, like for example, Shiv object is called new Shiv. Like the keyword called new, we create the memory in the key area. So we keep on creating the class level with keyword called new to create a lot of memory in key area. If you are not using anymore, if we call garbage collector, automatically destroys the object which are not using anymore, and it creates some memory. JVM itself has garbage collector where it call automatically.
Okay, yeah, correct. So in the framework level, can you tell me how you can achieve the code optimization? So have you done code optimization in your framework level, or got a chance to do this?
What you mean by code optimization? Can you give some hints? Like, I didn't understand.
So code optimization in the terms of like the coverage part of, suppose you are doing the automation part of it, okay, and you are trying to write the number of scripts, okay. So at the time you may gonna just after 1 year or maybe the 2 years later on, when you see the particular code setup entire, then you will think of like you need to optimize the entire thing, because at the time of writing the script, you may use something which is not required now, and the code will still work.
Didn't got it. Still, like code operation to use the to reuse again and again. Like for example, like I work on hybrid framework, like where we used to write everything at script level, like in Excel level, like we change the locator type, locator value test data. So the advantage of this, like in future also we can reuse the script, because we are not writing anything. We are changing the values in Excel level. So you can reuse this framework in other projects also. Like,
Yeah, so basically both the things include, basically suppose you are writing some test cases, and for every test case you are writing a same code in again and again for other tests, so you can make it some library over there, or you can call that particular part of the code and use that.
Yeah, same hybrid, like hybrid. Like,
Yes,
like
yes.
the step level, we write everything, like all methods, like click, send key, drop, and everything in step level. We don't write any locator type, locator value in Excel level. They give all test cases, why, like what you want to execute, and give that method name, locator value, everything. But in future, if you have other projects also, just in other projects, it is there. But yes, we need to change the test cases, and we need to give the new locator type to test out everything. So we can reuse the framework again also. Not impact our implementation.
Yes, right. That's what the industry level people use this thing for the framework.
Yeah, you got it. But it's good, but once you work with a Cucumber like TestNG, you can't reuse in other projects. Advantage of hybrid you can reuse, but if you work with Cucumber or TestNG frameworks, you can't page object model you can't reuse. Like it's only for that project level itself for maintenance.
Yes, I agree with you. Yeah. So let's have move to some Selenium questions, since you have experience on this. So consider one scenario. Suppose you have a parent window, okay, and you have to just move to second or third window, okay, from the parent window, and you have to just go down. You have just you have to scroll the page and get the text value from that particular window. And again, you have to move back to the parent window. So what exactly the flow? Can you tell me some syntax level things?
Yeah. Like for example, we need to write in the code level itself, like string parent is equal to driver.switch window. Again, is equal to in driver.switch window handles, where you need to give set an object. After that, you need to run for loop. Again, you need to switch to window I dot get text, and like whatever the multiple windows you have, you get all you get their home page. If you want to go to any particular window, you can use driver dot switch to window, the parent window. Like that is one way, or again you can use it like this also, like driver dot switch window handles. Again, you need to run for loop, and after that you need to give if parent not equal to child. Driver dot switch to parent, driver dot close after that. Like the other way, second way.
And do you know the some default method is there to move back to the parent window?
Yeah, that's why you can once you choose for loop, like driver dot switch to, you get all the multiple windows. You get driver dot get title. On the title, the title name of the parent. Wherever you want to put any page, you can use driver dot switch to window. That title name you can keep like that, so that you can move whatever windows you want to move, or you can be like that. Like if parent window not equal to child, driver dot switch to child. After that, driver dot switch to parent, driver dot close.
Okay. Yeah, got it. So you can have a look also, like there is some default method as well, so you can use that thing to get back to suppose you are in some another window, and you can move back to your parent window. Okay. Yeah. So
I think I will get it back. Maybe not. Not sure.
Okay. So have you worked on web tables?
Yes.
Okay, so consider a scenario where you have 2 by 2 matrix, that is 2 row 2 columns. Okay, and you have to fetch the record from the first row and first column value. So how can you write the XPath of it?
In that scenario, we need to write XPath and the table 1, T body, again T head, and TR1, TD1, and get text. And we need to store the get text in string B, small put D, and you will get that value.
Okay, so in this place, you will use like absolute path or something like else only. Relative path.
Prefer absolute path only, I think.
Okay, absolute.
Yeah.
So have you worked on the file uploading things?
Yes. We used to upload text and Excel, everything like.
Okay, so how can you do that? Like,
yeah, for text file we use properties like file SR is called new file, the text file. Again, properties P is called new properties, P.load SS, and again we use what you want to read, the key and value, P.get string value, like object, we store it, like if you key, we get the value in file level.
So have you not used like Auto IT or some third-party tool?
No, like Windows web application, we never use Auto IT, like Auto IT tools. If you get in Windows pop-up, we use robot classes, but never use Auto IT.
Okay. So consider one more scenario where you have a 300 to 500 test cases. Okay. And in the script only, you have 300 to 500 test cases, and like you have to differentiate the test cases with respect to smoke testing and the regression test cases. Okay. So right now you have 300 to 500 test cases as in written script, and your manager or the lead will ask you to just differentiate the number of smoke tests you need and the number of regression test cases. So with the help of TestNG, how can you do that? Like, how can you segregate this thing?
Yeah. In TestNG, like we have keyword called groups concept. Like with the help of groups, like we can use whatever test case in smoke, sanity, whatever you need to differentiate. In TestNG.xml level, you can see group name is equal to smoke. Like it will execute only smoke. If you want sanity. So you can differentiate in TestNG. In Cucumber, we use keyword called tag.
Okay. Yeah, correct. So which reporting feature you are using, like by default TestNG features or something else?
Like Capgemini has their own reporting tool. I don't know even the name. Like like where once you run the script, like in the reporting itself, it's got all like what are the activities got pass, fill with the screenshot level itself. Capgemini has their own advanced reporting system.
Okay.
I know before project we use extend reports, but it's very advanced than the extend.
So have you tried the extend report or some LO report before that?
No. Like before project we use extend reports.
Okay. So suppose you have suppose 2000 test case. Suppose you have one test cases, but you have to just to test that particular test cases for 1000 times. So how can you repeat the particular test case for more than 1000 times?
In TestNG we have keyword called invoke count is equal to 1000. Like it will repeat again 10,000 times. Again and again.
Okay, got it. All right. So let's move to the some part of. You have worked on Git, right?
Yeah, Git.
So suppose I have given you some task and you have performed the script level changes, right? And you just have to push these things to in a particular repo. So what exactly the flow? I mean, what are the different commands you will perform to push these changes?
For example, like automation, like if you want to really push something, we have their own branches. Like we can't, if we come to duplicate, we have their own branches. Like if you want to push something, we go to Steam, and again we use keyword called push, and it will go to our. It will ask for which branch we need to set our branch. Then it will open one pop-up. With that we need to pages and stages. We need to we need to push like what are the we want to pull exactly. Again, after that we need to give some comment and need to click commit.
No, that I understand, but can you just take one example? Suppose you have a test file, okay, test.java, okay,
Yeah.
and you have a develop branch is also there in the repository, and you have just make the changes in test.java file, and just tell me the commands step by step, just like how you will perform these steps to push this test.java to the develop branch.
So like I need to for project level, I need to select left click. After that, we will go to teams. After the teams, I need to select push command, and I need to click on commit.
So you will push and then commit?
No. Once I push, like we need to again we need to select what are the files we need to move exactly. We need to push that what we exactly want to push from the whole this thing from this our framework level. We need to push the file and we need to click commit.
So let me answer this question and let me know also if I'm wrong. Suppose because I'm not satisfied what you have answered actually. So suppose I have test.java file, and if I have to push to the develop branch, then first step will be I will just add that particular test.java file. So the command will be like git add and the test.java file, right? So first I will add that particular file, and after that I will put the commit also. So git commit and -m and the message of the commit, and then I will try to push to the particular branch. So the git push command will come. So I'm expecting in this way manner, like commands as well as the process.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No issue. So you worked on like it. So do you do PR also, pull request review as well?
Yeah, like what normally there will be some changes from our we have a team in China, they work on the scripting level. Like every sprint there will be some changes. Like every sprint we need to we need to pull them. Like again we need to go to our teams and just need to select pull. Certainly make some changes in our script level.
No, I'm asking for pull request review. So basically, suppose I'm working under you, and you are a senior automation engineer, and I'm just a automation engineer, and I have performed something, and that and you are aware about the thing. So when I do the pull request review, so the request will come to you, and you will just verify my codes and the test cases, like it is okay or all right, or something got to change in this particular thing. So have you worked like this before?
No, I didn't work like I know we do some push like it's scripting level, like we do some changes and we push to our own branch. Like they review like what are the changes.
But suppose if you are doing some changes in your script, okay, so is someone is there who can review these things, or you are directly writing your own script and pushing it to the branch?
Yeah, once I write in the script, I push them. Like there is some China team going to review it again. Like the new changes are okay or not. Like they're able to you should run around the script. They're going to review that.
Okay, got it. So yeah, most of the people follow these things like PR requests. So in this way, you can correct yourself, like how much you are right and in the right direction.
Yeah. Before running, everything is okay.
Yes, because the already automated things are already running in the production side, and as a newcomer, someone join and write some code which is not correct, and before reviewing it, we put into the production, then it might be a very dangerous thing, right?
Yeah, like we have new juniors, like they can't able to design script. Like already we have developed script in the repository level. Just they want to what they need to do, just need to pull the script level from the Git level. So automatically the script get updated. Like they don't need to do anything. They don't maintain, like just running the script.
Yes. So okay. So one more question from my side, like so it is regarding the Git only. Suppose you have made some changes to the Git. Okay, suppose as let's take previous example only. Suppose I have test.java file and I have added that particular file into the staging area with the help of git add command. Okay,
Okay.
and now I got to know that like there is something issue and I have to just use unstage those test.java file again in my working directory. So how can we do that? So the simple question is like I have made some changes in one file and I have put it into the staging area and I want back in my working tree. I mean in my local itself. I mean I don't want to add anything in my repo. So how can we just roll back to the current state?
Like I didn't like I will tell like what I understand. Like for example, develop one Java.file script file.
Okay.
I need to like what I need to send to review by pulling it. Like I need to come to my own branch. After the pulling to one branch, I'm going to review. If I think that I did some mistake, again I need to again I will pull my own branch. Then I will do some changes and I will do push.
No, Sujay. So basically, what exactly happening, and if you see the hierarchy of Git, so the local we call it as a working tree, and then we have a staging area, and then we have a remote repository where exactly our committed files are there. So if I am adding some file, then this file will go to the staging area, and if I want that particular file to be undo in my working tree, that is in local area, then there is a command git reset. So with that, git reset will help us to unstage those files in my working tree only. So that's the thing like I'm expecting from you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So one more last question regarding the git only. So do you know the git ignore file?
Like I heard, like we saw, but I never like when we open the big bucket, I saw like no file, but I don't know what exactly like.
Okay. Let me tell you this thing. Suppose you are working with some project, your automation project itself, but at the time of sometime what happens when we compile the entire project, if I using the Java, then we got class files after compiling this. So the class files and the .html file with the help of reporting, these files actually do not required, okay, for the PR review and everything. So we just push the things which is required, for the review purpose, like our script, not the .html file, .class file. So git ignore file is basically what it does. It will add the we can say that the file which we not required actually, like .html file or .class file, or sometime we don't require some folder also, so we can include them in the git ignore file. So at the time of when we do commits and we can add into the staging area or the remote area, so git ignore file will try to track this thing, like we don't want to add this .html .class file into our remote repository.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Where you work in Wipro?
Sorry?
Where you work in Wipro or like?
No, I'm working in Cognizant.
Okay.
Yeah.
You say Wipro, okay.
Okay. So last one or two questions regarding the backend testing. You have mentioned like you have also worked in Postman, right?
Okay, yes.
Yeah, so can you tell me in the Postman, when you do the hitting the endpoints, so basically you just copy the entire endpoint, or how you do manage, like you create some variable and then based on that you try to get the response from the Postman?
Yeah, like in Postman, like you don't have any UI level, like what we do, like we have some methods like get, put, post, everything, like if you're using get command, like we send some bodies, some bodies, and you have that status report, like once you're trying to run the body level, like you get some status, like they're getting proper APIs, like if 200 is fast, like if you're getting 400, fail, like you're able to know like if it's a proper API response level or not.
So what are the different things you validate at the time of API testing?
Like in API testing, like examine the status, like it's getting 200 is fast, like 400 or not 400, like what are the status response you are getting,
Yeah, I got it. Suppose it's a 200, then it's a pass. But what else based on, keeping aside the status code, what else you test?
We do like different like they have different HTTP requests, like they put post like what we use to validate everything, like repeating, updating, like we able to create the new method also. We are testing in that level in Postman.
Okay. So are you not going to validate with the whatever the response you are getting with the database?
Response from database, like from
suppose I have given you the one endpoint, and you just have to test like what exactly the response is coming and what will be the status code, and you just need to validate with the help of database. So that's what I'm asking you, like you are validating the response or the API responses only, but just seeing the status code, or what different things?
This is the status code.
Okay, so if I give you one endpoint, you will just hit enter with the help of get or push request, and then you will see like what is the status code it is giving, and then you can validate like this particular API is working and testing is done, right?
Yes.
So how you are assuring, like suppose whatever the structure, the JSON or the XML file structure is coming in the response, how you are understanding like this is the response which should, I should consider this is the right one?
Like in responsible, like we need to enter like in what form we need to get, like we can enter JSON, or we need to enter JSON format. Once we enter selecting the response in JSON format, like once we able to run like with the status code level in JSON.
Okay, so Sujay, that's it from my end. Like this much question, like I have. Yeah. So from if I'm just give you a short feedback, just a 30-second feedback. So one thing I have noticed, like you are answering the question, like whatever the question I have asked, you are answering in well mannered, but sometimes you are in very rush. I don't know why, but you are answering in very rush. So it look like you have to just just give faster answer everything, and then do your some other work. So that is that is the one thing I think you have to improve. You just go slowly so that the other side of the person can understand easily like what you are talking about. Okay. And rest of the things, like knowledge wise, you have knowledge, no doubt, but the only thing I feel in the entire process of the interview, like you just have to be slow so that the other person can understand what you are exactly telling, because sometimes I have missed something, like I have asked you question, but I didn't get the exact response what I'm expecting because of the way you are talking in a fast manner. So that's all. Nothing. And don't mind me, just I'm just correcting me. You are little bit fast. If you can slow down, then I think there is no issue with anything, because knowledge wise you are perfect from all the side, no issue. Just have a look on the Git side, because Git side you have a little bit, you just need to understand few commands only, because that is the mostly used, and rest of the things are good with Java, Selenium and everything. Okay. Yeah, Sujay. Yeah, most welcome.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.